Hello my friends, my name is Lindsey and welcome back. Oh no wait, that's not how I do it. How do I do this? Hello my friends, my name is Lindsey and welcome to... Did y'all hear my wrist? Hello my friends, my name is Lindsey and I run the blog Books for Christian Girls. Welcome back to the little corner of the internet where I talk mainly about Christian fiction, something like that. For some reason I'm just out of the habit. Let me try that again. Hello my friends, my name is Lindsey and I run the blog Books for Christian Girls and welcome back to the little corner of the internet where I talk mainly about Christian fiction. It is a random Friday night. I shouldn't say that, that implies I'm single and I am single, but I don't need the reminder of that. Scratch that. I just had a random thought. It is about 10 days until the end of the year, which is a kind of terrifying feeling, I'm not gonna lie. It is December 22nd. It's my cousin's birthday. I haven't messaged her. So, what was I saying? Yes, it is 10 days before the end, and I keep seeing different people do like the 10 before the end, like what 10 books do you want to read before the end of the year, and I was going to post that and it didn't really work out for my schedule, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to say it's the last 10 days of 2023. What can I read in 10 days? Ideally, I'd like to get, I think it's 7 more books. Hang on. I'd like to get 6 more books knocked out. I finished one. I started it last night, finished it today, so I'm counting that towards this reading vlog, and I'll talk about that in a second. But my main thing is I want to read about 6 more books now to reach 170 books for the year. Did you hear my shoulder? Okay. I sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies. That's totally fine. Anyway, I'd like to get to 170 books read this year. If I don't make it, will it be the end of the world? No, not at all. But I like having nice even numbers. Not odd. I was going to say odd even numbers, and that doesn't make sense at all. It's been a long day. Anyway, I'd love to do that. I think that would be kind of like a nice even number, and I really like 170. I think that sounds nice. So that's the goal. I'm at 164. But let me talk to y'all about the book I finished earlier today, and then I think, I don't know what I'm going to read. I have a stack of books I potentially could read, and I have like plenty of options. I do know I need to read a Christmas book either tomorrow or Sunday, and I'm not really a big Christmas reader, so I kind of wanted to read something else in between that book and another Christmas book I read a couple days ago. So we'll see about that. So I do have like a couple books I really should read for reviewing and BFCG reasons. So I will read those. But honestly, my goal is just to read whatever interests me. Because I am really like, I don't want to say I'm in a slump because I don't feel like it's a slump. But it's more in the sense of like nothing interests me. And maybe that is a slump. Maybe that is what the definition of a slump is. But it's like nothing is keeping my attention. I want something that will just grip me and like not let go. Like I just want to be like thrown into this world or series, and I did that last week when I binge read a fantasy series of 4 books, and I'll be talking about it in a recent reads. I don't know when I'm posting this video. This is a very impromptu, like, oh, I'm gonna film a reading vlog video, which is typically what my reading vlogs are very spur of the moment, and why I don't do many of them. But that was the Hidden Mage, I don't know how you pronounce that word, Mage series by Melanie Sellier. I have heard so many friends talk about her books, but never this series, I don't think. So I read that series like for 3 days. I was immersed into the world and it was great. Like, were the books excellent? No. But I really loved that experience, and fantasy books do that for me. So I think I'm going to be picking up a fantasy book that is long page count. So we'll see how well I do. I'm trying to avoid DNFing because I want it to count towards my reading goal. And honestly, I should work on my physical TBR because at the end of the year I always try to focus harder on getting books off my physical TBR, because I am notorious for doing book hauls in January and February. Have y'all sensed that theme? That's become kind of a theme on my channel, I feel like, where the first part of the year I do a book haul. And I want to try to avoid doing that. We'll see on that. So I have a big thick book I might pick up and read and try to see what I think of it. I have really high expectations for it, and that is, let me tell you the title so I'm not just teasing you. What book is that? What is the title? This is my problem. I download books on Kindle Unlimited. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I read it. I can't tell you the author's name. I can't probably tell you even the title of the book itself, because I'm just like, oh, plot, interesting, okay, and I read it. And then when it comes to typing it up on Goodreads, like my review, or just finding it on Goodreads, I have to actually look and go, oh, that was the title. Which is the case I had. So I was planning, I think I'm going to be reading A Thieving Curse by Selena R. Gonzalez. I have heard Sarah over at Sarah's Tangled Tales talk really good about this one, and she really liked it, even though she doesn't like Beauty and the Beast retellings. And it's a hit or miss with me, any fairy tale retelling is, so I think I'm going to give it a try. But first things first, it's a thick book, so I'm a little leery of that part, because it's going to take probably a couple days to read. But the other books I could potentially read and have kind of pulled off of my physical TBR are a lot of short books, and I have no problem. I have no problem with that, because they're on my physical TBR and they count towards my reading challenge. So I don't really feel like that's cheating. Some might think it's cheating, but to me, I feel no guilt because they're on my physical TBR. And if it gets off my physical TBR, it's great. This is also a Kindle Unlimited book, though, that I'll be picking up. I think it's on KU. I think it's on KU, but I don't know if I have it from KU. Oh, so I own it, so it must have been free at some point, but it's probably on Kindle Unlimited. And that will be, I think, my 60th Kindle Unlimited book this year. I really did read a lot of Kindle Unlimited books, and one of them that I just read and finished earlier today was, what was the title? I don't pay attention, honestly, to the little rom-com names, titles, anything like that. I really don't do well paying attention to that. I just read it for the plot tropes that I like. And so that's why you'll see me, if you follow me on Goodreads, you'll see that I am constantly just like reading book 3 in a random series that you maybe have never seen, or I've probably never heard of before until I saw, oh, it's got this trope, and I like this trope, so I wanted to read it. That is my case. So like, I'll never probably read the other books in this series because they don't interest me plot-wise, because if it's not Christian fiction where I can get like a deep something from it, faith-wise, I don't really have an interest in it elsewise, except if it has plot tropes I really like. So this one had, let's see, she was a celebrity. He was basically an awkward fanboy, and it was really cute in that regard. He had like golden retriever energy, as they say on TikTok, and that was really cute. There was an age gap. It was an age gap romance, like. So I was a little leery. I was like, how many years are we talking here, people? And it was about 8, which that's not too bad. Like, I was concerned it was going to be like, she's 27 and he's in his 40s, but he was 35. So I'm like, okay, I can work with this. That's okay. And had there not been some little comments here or there, or they drank on page, and I'm not really a fan of seeing that at all for personal reasons at all. So had those few little parts not been in there, I probably would have given it a 3.5, 4. There was a lot of kisses, but they felt sweet. They didn't feel lusty or physically noticing. Y'all, they didn't even notice each other's like curves and muscles. Like, they admired the other, but there was no mentions of his muscles or his abs. And there was, he never noticed her hips or her curves or whatnot. And I didn't know you could do that in a contemporary Kindle Unlimited rom-com book. I didn't know that was possible. So major props to the author for that. Again, though, there were a couple of things I was just like, did that really need to be in here? But overall, it wasn't bad. It's just, yeah, it was a little time waster of a book. But it wasn't bad. It counted towards the reading goal. It was cute. He was very much like that awkward fanboy a little bit, and it was just cute. He was cute for her, and she didn't feel incredibly young compared to his age, and he wasn't like this all wisdom, powerful thing that really comes to hand with the age gap trope, which I'm not typically a big fan of, and I typically avoid. But that one wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I read it fast. There was no major language. No faith content, of course. Yeah, just a couple little comments here and there. There was a lot of kisses, but most of them were sweet. It had the fake dating trope. That's it. That was the reason why I picked up the book. It was fake dating tropes. And for some reason, I really like that trope. I think it's really cute most of the time. Like, when it becomes, oh, we're not faking it anymore, that's what I'm here for. So it wasn't bad. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I wish I could have given it a higher, but can't do that because of certain content. But it wasn't bad. So now I'm going to go pick up this book. I really want to start a puzzle and watch booktube tonight, but I feel like I really ought to read, so I'll probably read for a couple hours, and then I might do a puzzle. y'all want to see my puzzle? Oh, as I whack myself. Do any other glasses wearers constantly whack themselves? I don't know, but okay, there it is. Isn't it cute? It's got puppies in it. It's so cute. I just finished a 1,000-piece puzzle last week. It took me a few days because this is it, and it was adorable, like so much fun. But the blue, all that blue part at the bottom, brutal, y'all, just brutal. So that took a couple days, but like the main part of it, I got most of it done like in 2 days because I just watched booktube like non-stop, and it was great. It was great. I got like 100 videos off my watch later list. I have this one. It's a 500-piece puzzle, so I think I'll read for an hour and then I might work on this and watch some booktube because Vlogmas is currently going on and I am still seeing everybody's fall stuff. Well, into fall stuff. I think I'm in November, so I'm only like a month behind, which that's really good for me. I'm typically 2 months behind, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there at a snail's pace, but I'm getting there. I've rambled enough. I'm gonna go read, and I'll see y'all later. I hope I like this book. I have really high expectations of it. The cover has attracted me for a while, and then Sarah has raved about it, and I know she loves this author in general, and I think it was the second book that really interested me in this series, but I'm interested in this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it. I just want something that's just gonna suck me into the plot. I want that so bad. And I keep thinking that everyone says the If I Run series by Terry Blackstock, that's her last name, really does that, and I would like to read that, but I'm not really in the mood for suspense, and I'm really bad that like if I read one genre, my next book needs to not be anything like that genre. So I've had a couple non-fantasy books in between this book and the series I was talking about earlier, and I just read a contemporary one, so I'm gonna switch it up and read fantasy now. Being such a mood reader, very rarely do I read the same genre of books back to back though, because I don't want to get the details mixed up. I feel like that's a very a good thought and a very common thought. So we're going with fantasy, and it's going to be a fairy tale fantasy. And I thought the dedication was really sweet. It says, dedicated to the soft hearts in a hard world, keep choosing to love. And I don't know, that's just like, oh, that was really sweet. There's a map, but Kindle books, it's really hard to see the map on Kindle books, so I'm kind of just going to hope for the best and see if I can figure it out and refer to the map if I have to. So with that, I will see y'all later. Hello, my friends. Phone update, because I don't want to have to go up and get my camera because I'm very comfortable. Obviously, I have blankets galore here, but I'm 56 pages in. I'm invested. I just giggled ridiculously at the end of chapter 6. If you've read this book, that last line, I was like, oh. Okay, so it is definitely Beauty and the Beast. Definitely Beauty and the Beast. He is a beast. She kind of has called him a demon because he's half human, half dragon appearance wise. So on that feeling, he's not a demon, obviously. He is part dragon, so there's that. I'm curious how they're gonna do this, how they're gonna pull this off, but I'm intrigued. This book is almost 400 pages long, so is it gonna drag? I don't know, but I'm gonna go back and find out because I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Also, it started off with the prologue when she was little with her older brother, and oh my goodness, that was so cute. And then their relationship is just the best, and we're getting her brother's point of view. We're not getting the monster beast guy. We aren't getting his point of view, but we're getting her brother's point of view, which I like. I like that. I will go back and read y'all what the book is about here in a minute in this video. Not right now, because I'm going to go back to the book, but I'll see y'all in a bit. So, bye. He just transformed into a dragon. Kind of wondering what I got myself into. I don't know now. I'm a little concerned. Okay, popping in real quick to give y'all the description. I'm filming this as I fangirl and talk about the book, but I want y'all to have the book description. So ignore my appearance, please, and the retainer lisp. It's 4 in the morning. My voice is going hoarse. I should be asleep, but I'm not, and that's not shocking. So, She must marry a prince for the good of her kingdom, but the man cursed with dragon features who saved her life is the wrong prince. Raylan? I think it's Raylan. Raylan would love a simple life, getting up to mischief with her brother and being valued for her life, not her title, but she's a princess with the weight of a peace treaty on her shoulders. When Raylan gets separated from her family on the way to her arranged marriage to the crown prince of the neighboring kingdom, she's saved by a beast, but he won't let her leave. Of course he won't. Not only does the monster claim to be Alexander, the rightful crown prince, is living in hiding. Y'all don't expect my brain to be working. You know what time it is. Trapped in the dangerous mountains with an irritating, fire-breathing dragon man, Raylan fears for the future of her kingdom and the safety of her family. And yet, the kindness of the cursed prince, human friend, surprises her. Reading this, what I know now is, when Alexander reveals the shocking truth of his curse, she begins to see past the monster-like exterior to the prince's human heart. But will Raylan have the courage to admit her growing love for a cursed man, and will her family manage to salvage the treaty when they think her dead? And so, yeah, it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. The author also already has, like, the main triggers here, which, really appreciate that. That's A+ for that. Okay, my friends, please ignore my appearance and the retainer lisp. It's 4 in the morning. I just finished a Thieving Curse. Sarah, my darling friend Sarah, you didn't tell me this book was kind of going to rip my heart out to pieces. Like, seriously. Oh. There was a certain character that I'm like, is that a death flag surrounding them? No, I'm going to be one of those blind mice. I don't see it. No. There's... My friends, my dear friends, it was good. Like, it was good. I was a little concerned there with the whole dragon shape-shifting thing, not gonna lie, but it was good. I visualized this book like a movie. I'm having to lean very close. I am so sorry. This is awkward for me too, but because of the mic, I'm trying to talk softly. My parents are asleep. The beagle's asleep. It's 4 in the morning. I was a little concerned though. I was a little concerned on the dragon shape-shifting thing. Like, I was like, what am I getting myself into? But this book felt like a movie in my head. And not every book does that. A good amount of them do, but not every book. Like, it's when I am invested and the writing style is just perfect. And yeah, that was this. So, 4 stars, I think. I'm a very much, I can't say this word. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I say it wrong, and my parents think it's cute, so they won't correct me. Parents. Ugh. But I'm annoyed. I'm miffed. Can I use the word miffed? Is that an okay word to use? I think that just means very annoyed. So we're gonna go with that. Perturbed, however that you say that word. That's how I really feel about the second book being Tristan. The stinking retainer in my mouth here, people. I'm really annoyed though that book 2 is his story. I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'll scream. Because, oh my goodness, I don't like him. I'm like, redeemable qualities? Where's that? None, my friends. Oh my lord. I'm not looking forward to reading his book. I'm gonna read it, and honestly, I was so close. I was getting trigger happy earlier because I found out there is a novella of our main guy's point of view, which he's our main guy, but like we don't get his point of view at all in this book. So there's a companion novella, and had I researched a little more, I could have gotten it free from the author for signing up for her newsletter, which I did do, but I had already bought it off of Amazon for like $2, which is fine. Supporting an author, it's a great thing. But like, I got a little trigger happy because I was like, oh, I gotta buy all these books. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be like my new little obsession, right? And then I saw who the book 2 was about. It's about Tristan. I can't say his name. But my friends, my dear friends, when I tell you if I got that book, I would be scratching his face off the cover at this point. Like, I'm gonna have to read that book first and like have his redeemable, because in this one I was ready to tar, feather, punch him, knock him into the wall, into the lake, off a short little boat thing. I don't care. I did not like him. And I'm supposed to cheer for him in the second book? I don't think so. Yeah, no. Like, And, like, I know he's gonna be, like, that tortured male main character past kind of thing, but... No. Did you see the shiver I just got from that? No. No, my friends. Just no. The author also already has, like, the main triggers here, which, really appreciate that. That's A+ for that. I'm not gonna trust this author, though, because of the death of a certain character. Like, Meyer, your writing, really enjoyed it. But that scene, my friends, I'm not over it. I need to type up more thoughts and whatnot, but I was really concerned, like I was saying, about, like, what? We have a dragon boy. This is feeling like one of my in-laws, which, I kind of was liking that, but at the same time, I was like, can I add this to my Goodreads? Like, I was getting a little bit concerned because, the whole shapeshifter thing, but, like, he is a man. He's just been cursed. So, it's got that kind of magical thing. It's very much looked upon as, like, dark magic, evil magic, curse, that kind of thing. I was thoroughly invested. I was thoroughly invested. I did not want to put it down. I did have to put it down, though, at a very important scene that ripped my heart out. And that was really hard. So, like, I feel like I should reread. Okay, no, they're still asleep. I feel like I should reread that part to, like, get fully immersed. But if I get fully immersed, I'm going to cry. It's 4 a.m. I'm an emotional crier when I'm tired. So, yeah, not going to do that. Not going to put myself through that pain again. Y'all. I knew that I had high hopes for this book, and it started out strong with the sibling content, loved that. And I got a little rocky there with the dragon shape shifting, but as the book continued, it was good. But, like, everything was hunky-dory halfway through, and I was like, what do you mean everything's hunky-dory halfway through? That means there's going to be a lot of things happening. And there was a scene that ripped my heart out, and it all ended well, but it's just like, I'm going to be in denial. So I have bought the novella, companion novella, that is his point of view for the first part of the book. And I'm going to go read that now. So with a hop, a skip, and a jump, I'm going to go read that now. Probably will come back to y'all in pain. See you then. I'm in pain. Not as bad as I thought, but yeah, I'm in pain. Okay, so I just finished what even was the title of the book? The Dragon Princess Heart. Straight and to the point, that works. I just finished that one. It's like 130 something pages, and it's basically the first part of a Thieving Curse from his perspective, which was really good to see because, y'all, I had a feeling he fell first and he fell hard, but to see it like written out, top notch. Love that. I love the he falls first and falls hard trope, like, or even the she falls first and he falls harder. I really, any variety of that where he falls hard, I'm here for it. And this book definitely had that, and it was great. I'd be kicking my feet and, like, giggling and, like, just enjoying it, and then bam, I'd get punched in the throat with emotions because a certain event that happened in book 1. I'm still not over that. I'm just saying, like, I think, like, something had to happen. I have to be vague for spoilers. Something had to happen, right? Something had to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be that. I sincerely thought there was going to be something else, and then we're going to have, like, Disney magic kind of thing, but no, there was no Disney magic in this, so ouch. Ouch, all I have to say. I really can't say too much about this one because, it is his perspective of the events of book 1. The author says you can read, like, you could read that one first, but I would go with the main suggestion that read book 1, then read the companion little novella, because seeing his point of view was great. It was great, and there was little things that's like, oh, this makes so much more sense. It was a very nice touch, to, like, see the same events in his perspective. At least I wouldn't even say it was the first half of the first book. It probably was like maybe 30%, I would guess. I'm not comparing, but I'm guessing. I need to type up my reviews now of both of the books with, like, the content details for Goodreads, so I'm going to work on that today. And then I'll need to read probably a book today because tomorrow we have church service and then we also have the Christmas Eve service at night. So gonna be really busy with that. I doubt I'll be able to read much tomorrow, but I need to read a Christmas book for review on Monday, so I'm gonna do that. Those are gonna be my main. I should wrap presents because I probably won't have time to do that tomorrow, but I could potentially make time to do it tomorrow, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the goal. I'll chat with y'all again when I have bookish updates news. I did just get a book package. Should I go get that? Let me go get that and we'll open it. Okay, we have a box. This was a book order I did on Pango Books because I saw a couple that I was like, oh, that looks interesting from the same seller, because it's really hard for me to find multiple books from the same seller. And then she had a couple other ones she had just listed and I was like, okay, cool, sure. So I placed a Pango Books order. 4 books. Let's see. Okay, I don't want to talk about this two. I want to talk about the two why I ordered this. And that would be The Maiden Ship by Micheline Brickman? I don't know how to pronounce this author's name. I'm so sorry. My brain's like glitching. Oh, that's right. The seller said there was going to be little goodies included. Oh, how cute. And I have seen this book go around on Instagram, and it's like, you know, pirate-ish. And then Whimsical Publishing actually published it, and they also published We Could Be Villains, which I enjoyed that book. So I was like, oh, I want to read this one, I want to check out. And then Sarah recently read it. Sarah, are you sponsoring this reading vlog? Nobody dies in this book, right? Right? I'm a little worried. And I was like, oh yes, I wanted to read that one. I was reminded when I saw her recent reads talking about this book. And I checked on Pango, and sure enough, somebody had it. And I had saved it to my wish list, and the price has been slowly dropping, so it was meant to be. And then also, I think this is actually also from Whimsical Publishing, which I think they only do clean fiction, so I appreciate that. And Into the Turn, I'm so tired. It's not funny, y'all. I went to bed at like 5:30. So yes, I did sleep in past noon today because that was brutal. But Into the Turn by Haley Reese Chow. And oh, it also has it's got a book plate too. These must have been pre-order ones. And this is a sci-fi slow burn romance. I'm not really big in the sci-fi, but I've been curious about this book. So let's see, what are the little goodies? We have a bookmark. Earth was tame. Bethalia was not. I assume that's the country they're going. Cuties. I'm curious about it. I don't really know too much about it. Again, it's kind of that sci-fi thing, so when I'm in the mood for that, I have one. Because my TBR just has to be bigger, you know. And then 2 other kind of randomish books. Oh, these spines are pretty. Oh, those spines are pretty. These were complete, like, oh, the same seller has them. I'm going to get them because they're a good price. And that is A Defense of Honor and A Return of Devotion by Christiane Hunter. These are 2 books, book 1 and 2 in the Haven Manor series. And I have recently read another one of this author's series. Well, I still have the 3rd one to read, and I will probably pick that up this coming week because I'd like to get that series done before the end of the year. So I picked these 2 up because certain characters are mentioned, and I'm always apt to try a Regency book. I enjoy Regency books. These covers are beautiful. Did Bethany do these? Yes, Bethany did do these. So we're going to see. I've heard there's maybe a little more content in this one, but I'm going to give it a try because I couldn't really find a very detailed review of all of that kind of things, but I want to give it a try. These are gorgeous, gorgeous covers and spines. Wow, I really like these spines. So I'm going to give them a try at some point because I could always use more Regency books in my life. So with that, that's all for now. I will check in with y'all when I have an update. I'm going to go work on these reviews and hopefully wrap Christmas presents because I haven't done that yet, and it is the 23rd of December. Oops. Hi friends, it is almost 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. I just finished a book. It's Christmas Eve. I haven't really checked in with y'all. It was a super busy day. We had church service this morning, and then we were home for a couple hours, and then we had the Christmas Eve service today, so it was really busy. And then as soon as we got home, we had to eat. We got home really late, of course, and I read this one and really enjoyed it. Merry Humbug Christmas by Sandra D. Bricker. Can y'all see all my tabs? I used an entire color for this book. I laughed so hard. I snorted even at some points with this book. It's supposed to be a taupey color, but it looks really pink. So I don't know. I don't have any colors that really matched with this, so I tried to do it with the cover, but please appreciate this cover with me. And then, I crack up at this cover. This cover just, like, honestly, it made my day. Like, this was hilarious. This book was so much fun. Easy 4 stars. If I could, I think I'd give it like a 4.25. It could have gotten a 4.5, but the first novella, these are 2 separate novellas about 2 best friends, and they're very different holiday, and it was so much fun. Oh my goodness. But the first one was a little rushed, so I was really disappointed about that. That ending was super rushed. I'm so sad about that. But this book follows, it's 2 different novellas, right? So the first one is about Jocelyn. Blah, I can't say her name. It's too late. But she was born on Christmas Day, December 25th, and her parents named her Mary, Merry. Middle name, Christmas. Their last name is Snow. So her full name was Merry Christmas Snow. Bless her. And so when she was in her 20s, I think, she changed it to Jocelyn M. Snow, and so she goes by Joss. But she is not a Christmas person at all. She really just does not like the holiday. And so she booked herself and her best friend Reese is the second book, the second novella in this. I wish these were full-length books. I just would have loved that so much. But she books her and Reese, I keep getting their names mixed up. She books her and Reese, her best friend, on a cruise that is Humbug. Why can't I say those 2 words together? Even just telling my mom about this book, I was struggling. Humbug. Maybe something like that. I'm so tired. Does it show? I'm so tired, my friends. But she books them on the cruise, but her best friend Reese's boyfriend proposes, so she gets to go spend Christmas with his family, and that was what the second novella was. Oh my goodness, it was so great. But so Joss now goes to this cruise expecting it to be this bah humbug cruise. Well, it got canceled, and she instead is being stalked by candy canes and reindeer aboard the 12 Days of Christmas holiday extravaganza. That's not what she wanted, bless her. And so escape to land is her only goal until she meets a kindred spirit in a rugged Irishman, and then the game is on. And they were so cute together. I was like, I love this guy. This is so great. I was giggly. I was sincerely like, oh, this is fantastic. The second book has no way of topping this. Well, it did. But I tabbed the first part of this so much because of their banter. Their banter was so cute. He was great. I totally related with her with the whole not being a big Christmas person, and just all of the emotions that come with that when you're grieving, because her parents were killed in a car accident on Christmas Eve prior to the book starting years before. And so she is now all alone, and she just does not care for the holiday because it reminds her that she's alone. And I understand that more this year than ever before. And I really related to her, but her humor was very much my humor. And again, this cover just matches it so well. I love this cover. And I showed my parents this cover. My mom laughed. It was like kind of like a sad laugh. And my dad cracked up, which tells you my parents have very different humor styles, and I have both of them. And so we have her on the cruise, and things happen, and again, he was so much fun, and it was just great. So then the second novella of this book is Reese, who, mind you, she was named after a peanut butter cup, and her parents are that very vegan hippie lifestyle, so she's never really had like the Norman Rockwell-ish Christmas, if you will, and she is marrying in with, okay, Her guy Damon was the sweetest, cutest, oh my goodness, the best. Like, oh my, like, dear Santa, I want a Damon or a Patrick for Christmas. Thank you so much. Sincerely signed, Lindsey, because oh my goodness, y'all, they were adorable with their girls. They were so sweet. They were gentlemen. I think I honestly liked Damon more, and it was funny because I was like, okay, this first novella was so good. There's no way the second one topped it. The second one did top it, in my opinion, but that's just because I related a lot to Joss. I keep wanting to shorten her name a different way. But Reese was just great. You know, okay, this is going to be, like, very, like, niched, but I think those who watch my videos are a part of this niche. So, Larry from VeggieTales, Reese reminded me of him. Like, just in, like, her humor and her wide-eye, bushy-tail kind of mannerisms. She was fantastic. When I tell you disaster followed her at this first impression of her new in-laws, I was snorting. I was laughing so hard. So, like, they were just great. Damon was a sweetheart. Her fiance, oh, he was a sweetheart. A+ guy. Really sweet. The faith content is pretty light in both of these. I would say there's maybe a little bit more in the second one, but it was really, really cute. I just snorted with laughter, which is so ladylike of me to admit, but I really did. And it was so much fun. Like, the second novella was so humorous. I feel like if it was made into a movie and done well, it could rival Home Alone for the humor. I sincerely think it could. I would love to see that. Like, they have to cast the perfect girl for Reese, though. So there's just so many things, and being a vegan by choice, I found all of her commentaries on that very funny, because she is no longer in that world, but she knows of it because that's what she was raised, her and her brother were raised with their parents. And it was just so humorous in that regard, but then just all the things that happen when she meets her in-laws for the first time and his extended-ish family, like his brothers and his sister and their families. I can't, like, I want to tell y'all more about it, but this has definitely become a favorite Christmas book of mine. I may even reread this one next year because it was just great. You had Joss, who wasn't really sure about, well, not sure. She did not like Christmas because of reasons I had prior mentioned. And you have her, and it's like, I get it, girl, I so get it. But then you have Reese, that's like, I've never really had that kind of Christmas. We're best friends. Sure, I'll go with you on all your not Christmas trips. And then now she's getting married into this family that does Christmas big. So it's kind of like, it's very cornball, as she said, and very Hallmark, but she was really enjoying it when things didn't go wrong. Oh my goodness, y'all, the amount of things that went wrong. All I can say is bless her heart, y'all. Bless her heart. But she was precious. I really enjoyed her. I really enjoyed this. Again, look at all my tabs. I had to just whip out my tabs, though, because I was losing my mind over some of this humor. And it was just, okay, just a little peek at Reese and Damon, their relationship. That was just the cutest thing. She said, I love you so much. I never even knew there was a man like you out there somewhere. And then he responded, just wandering around looking for you. I'm aware that was pure and utter cheese, but that's cheese that would, oh, my heart just goes pitter patter. Knees, what knees are swooning. Kind of like, oh, that was adorable. That was one of the cute ones, but honestly, I just kept tabbing all the parts I just cracked up at. And I just wasn't expecting such humor. I've read different books by this author before. She actually passed away in 2016, I think it was, and this book was released in 2013. So it did have a little bit of slighted, dated, of like celebrity mentions and product mentions, which I don't really like that in my contemporary books to begin with. So that was a little bit of like I didn't love that part, but it didn't necessarily take it away. But I've read a few of this author's books, and I feel like she's done a couple of the Love Finds You books. I know I have another one on my TBR. I say that. I think I do, and I'm going to have to get to that probably obviously in the new year, because I'd like to read that one. But this, I would say, is probably my favorite by her. I know she had another one that was like Caramel by the Sea, California, and I think I gave that one 3.5 or 4. And I've read a few of her other random books, but this was, yeah, by far my favorite book by this author. This is going in one of my favorites videos for probably the year and for my next Christmas recommendations video, which so far does not really have anything, but this could deserve its own video because this was so entertaining, y'all. And because they were two separate novellas, but connecting, and not connecting in like a dual time period way at all. They're both contemporary at this time period, and it's just two best friends, and it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. I truly enjoyed it. If you can find this book used anywhere, because it's harder to find, because obviously it's out of print and it's an older book, I would suggest picking it up because this was so much fun. Content wise, honestly, nothing too major. I think there was like, you know, very cute, sweet little kisses here and there. But then Jocelyn notices his muscles, forgive me, wrong body part. His Patrick's muscles at one point, but then elsewise, the romance was very mild. Let me see. There's mentions of, you know, all the secular Christmas stuff of like Santa's, elves, reindeer, Rudolph, all that kind of stuff. A few mentions of like kismet and luck and destiny, that kind of thing. Honestly, yeah, though, I feel like this was like very chill. I would think it would be okay for a 14, 15-year-old even. I think 16 and up would appreciate it more. But I'm not going to say it's Janice Thompson or Aaron Mangum level at all. I'm not. But if you like the humor in like a Janice Thompson book, I feel like you'll probably enjoy this. So not to set the bar really high or anything, but the humor definitely reminded me of that. So that was a major plus. Yeah, there really honestly wasn't anything major to note on that, which is always really nice and always a plus for me in my enjoyment levels. But yeah, really cute. Appreciate this cover with me, y'all. This just cracks me up so much. I love it. I just love it. It's great. So what do you know, y'all? I found a Christmas book this year I liked. I didn't read many, and I honestly wasn't going to read many, but I did. So there it is. Christmas Eve is way past done because it's basically 3 a.m. Yeah, 2:59 a.m. Good job, Lindsey. I got a comment earlier from a sweet friend. She's like, do you ever sleep? And it's like, that's a really good question. Not at healthy hours, unfortunately. I was doing so good, my friends. I was doing so good. And in the past 2 weeks, I just like fell off the bandwagon. And here I am, filming at 4 in the morning, now 3 in the morning. It's a process, my friends. But okay, I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Christmas. We're going to keep it a chill day. Few things. I still have Daisy's things to wrap. I wrapped Mom and Dad's stuff last night, but I haven't wrapped Daisy's yet, so I'm going to have to do that. Tomorrow, I don't know what our plan is. We're just going to hang out, and I will see y'all then with whatever I read. Friends, it has been a few days since I've popped in. It is now December 28th. Sorry about that. I didn't really forget I was vlogging. I just didn't really want to pick up the camera because of different reasons. So I have been reading though. I've read 2 books, so let me tell you about them. The first one was Enchanting the Heiress by Christine Hunter. I didn't love this one, so I ended up giving it like 2 stars, mainly because okay, so the premise of the book, let me tell you the premise and then I can kind of get into why I didn't really care for it, is I really pushed myself to finish this book because of my Goodreads reading challenge, because I already wasted kind of half a day reading it and I didn't want to lose that day because we're getting down to the wire. So I pushed myself to finish it, so I ended up giving it 2 stars. The main premise, though, is that the main girl, Harriet, is about 30, and she has been known to be like this. She kind of accepts the spinster role, but is just kind of like a little bit off the wall, if you will. And she has been telling a lie to her father for like the last 10 years or something, like a long time, through letters, because he thinks she's traveling, but she actually hates traveling and has been living in this one place and sending him letters about her travels, but they're really just like from travel books. And so she enlists the main guy, Jonas, who is actually the twin brother of the main girl from book 2. She enlists him to help because he's like an artist, and she's just found this out. So like, he's a really good illustrator and he has a really good way with words. So she tells him, oh, I want to write a book, like a fiction book about like this woman traveling and her sending letters to her father. And I wasn't a fan of her lying aspect at all for that, especially like to her dad, because like that was so, it was selfish in a different regard in the sense of multiple ways. But what truly bothered me about her lying to her dad was that means she hasn't seen her father in, I think it was about 10 years. And that was just really sad for me to read about. It's like, you missed out this opportunity. And she thought it would make him happy because that's what her mother and her grandmother always wanted to do, was to travel and see the world. And they didn't get to do that, so he really pushed her to go do that, even though she really didn't like it. So, yeah, I really didn't care for her. The main guy, Jonas, he was fine. I didn't really have too much to say, but my kind of problem I had with his aspects is that his sister and Harriet, there's a fine line between encouraging someone's talents and pushing them towards a certain career path or hobby or whatever that can make them feel less than. And they definitely did the latter for him, in my opinion, and he did have to stand up for himself a few times, and they actually listened a couple times. And I don't know, I just found it very frustrating. So I definitely pushed myself to read it. I never cheered for them as a couple. And now, mind you, there is a decent age gap between them. When she's older, she turns 30 in the book, and I think he turns 24. Yeah, he turns 24 in the book. And that was a little odd to read about. Now, mind you, he's been like the protector and a provider for his sister. It's just been them for quite a few years after their parents passed. So like, he does come across as older, but I never cheered for them as a couple because they were constantly going, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And I was kind of losing my mind at those parts. Like, it wasn't cute. Like, I think it was supposed to be like cute banter. It was not cute banter to me. It was just, they just spent their time alone together as well, which just felt so unrealistic. But like, he wrote it off because he's a stable hand, and therefore like her reputation wouldn't be in danger. I don't know, there was just so many little things. I'm like, this feels so unrealistic. And I mean, it's a fiction book. I don't expect it to be completely realistic, but I kind of do expect it to follow the general norms of reality. So I don't know, I didn't really like this one, which was unfortunate. I really did push myself to read this one. I gave it 2 stars, mainly because I liked the development of his faith towards the end of the book. Because throughout the entire book, he really only had like a Bible to read growing up, so he's very, like, he can quote scripture really well, which was impressive. However, he kind of started taking them out of context, and that was bothering me the more the book went on. And then he's like, oh, I'm basically cherry picking the scriptures that apply to my situation when I'm not looking at them in the context, which I really appreciated when that finally, like, he realized that, because I was like, come on, buddy, this is not quite the faith content I was looking for. So yeah, I didn't love it because of Harriet, her lies. I didn't feel like they would be a good couple at all together, like in real life. I thought it was very funny that his sister at the beginning is like, no, I would never match make the two of you two. It would be a disaster. And I still stand by that opinion. I feel like there's opposites attract, But then there's opposites attract only because they're different from each other and it lasts a little time and it's not going to last long. And I've seen friends go through that, and I feel like that might be more of what they went through. So that said, unhauling that one. But I read it. It counted for my reading challenge because I made myself finish it. Which was unfortunate. And then last night I started and finished a Christmas book. Who am I reading a Christmas book after Christmas? This is not me. But I wanted to give this one a try because I had seen different people talk about it. And that was The Hart of Christmas. And I actually don't even know who the author is. This was a Kindle Unlimited book. So I've read 61 Kindle Unlimited books this year. Unless I pick up another one, because I need one more book. And I want it to just be a book that I want to read. Like, purely. Which, will that actually happen? I don't know, because I don't know what I'm reviewing tomorrow. I've totally, like, thrown my list out the window. So, that might not happen, but I'd like it to be something I'd want to read. But the author of this one is Letitia Sexton, perhaps is how you pronounce the author's last name. And first name, I'm not quite sure. So this was about a girl named Millie who has tried to become a country music star in Nashville, and it didn't quite work out. So she's returning home for Christmas feeling like a failure. And before she goes to her Graham's place that she's been living at for many years, she stops by her best friend's place and is just going to stay there. Well, her best friend's stepbrother is also there, and they have like a major attraction to each other. They knew each other in high school. They're all the same age, the best friend, and the guy. And, well, things happened and feelings were incredibly hurt. So, like, our main girl is very bitter towards him. And I was like, this makes me nervous. It makes me so nervous. Because I didn't know how long. Forgive Daisy barking. I can't. She's not listening to me. I have tried repeatedly to get her to stop barking, and she's not. I'm so sorry, especially if it annoys you or if you have dogs that are going crazy because of her. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do about her. She doesn't listen. She's a beagle. She doesn't listen. So I was very glad her bitterness was nipped on the bud pretty quick. This was about 220 pages, and it was nipped about page 60 or something, and I was very glad for that. Because we see both of their perspectives, of course, Millie and the main guy, Dexter, but he hates being called Dexter, so Dex. And he was a decent guy. He's actually a hockey player that is on injury leave, so he is just kind of like hanging out at the house. They didn't really know each other were going to be there, and obviously she was not happy about that. He still really likes her, but knows he messed up in their high school years. So, yeah. It wasn't bad, but I'm not going to rate it. So, I'm not going to rate it because, the romance was out of my comfort zone. It's very similar to a couple other rom-com books I've read throughout the year that it's just too much noticing, too much, like the kissing is just making out, like it's a little over the top, and it's outside of my comfort zone. Like, I read it because I want a cute romance, and like it mostly will fit that, but then once they start kissing or whatever, it just gets to be too much for my taste. And yes, it's still technically a clean romance because there is no bedroom scenes and there is no major language. So yeah, there's clean, and then there's what my opinion is of clean, and it fits one but not the other. So there actually was faith content, though, in this book, and that was a pleasant surprise based off of the description. And it was a lot about God's plans and trusting Him. Hi, noisy beagle. Can you calm down, please? But there was faith content, and it was actually really good. There was a couple things I was like, not quite, but okay. And things like that. It was just their attraction and their physical noticing and all that was just too much. It was overall, though, cute, and like I really liked seeing them talk. And I did one random thing I really appreciated was that once they realized like, oh, we're very attracted to each other, she made the decision that she needs to leave the house because it was getting to be too much and the temptation and all that. So I appreciated that that was even mentioned. And that was about the end of the book, so we don't really see that happen. But I'm going to assume they did go their separate ways, living-wise, because they were living at the same place. So it was the forced proximity trope. It was the hockey player trope. If that's a trope, that's not a trope. That's a character. The, let's see, best friend's brother, I guess you could say. And we did get flashbacks to their high school years. And yeah, this was definitely fiction because he was way too smooth to be a high schooler. Like, it was like, wow, this is smooth. And that's, yeah, no way. There's no way. But yeah, I liked some parts, but I don't feel comfortable rating it because of all the romance details. And like, they kissed a lot. And there's a lot of like touchy-feely moments and then just touchy moments. So yeah, outside of my comfort zone, for sure. It was just like a lot of tension. Not really. I don't feel comfortable rating those. I really sincerely don't, because it's outside of my comfort zone in sense of the romance. So I read that one. Hi again, Beagle. Can you just lay here? Hey, Daisy, come here. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. So those are the 2 books I read in the last couple days since I've seen y'all. I get to read one more book and we're finally at the 170. Yay! And that's not a big deal, again, I know, but I like having it as an even number like that, like a very rounded number. So, yay, we did well. I could show y'all my Christmas book haul, I guess, if y'all would like. Some are from dear friends, and then my parents were very sweet. I've read a couple of these. I have not read a couple of these. So, from a dear friend, I don't know if she wants to be mentioned by name, but she knows who she is, and it was such a surprise. The Heroes in the Crossfire 4 Romantic Suspense Novellas collection by Lynn H. Blackburn, Lynette Easton, Elizabeth Goddard, and Lisa Harris. This was so, like, it just showed up. And I was so confused because I had it in my Amazon cart. I'm like, I didn't buy it, did I? Like, I was so sleep deprived on Christmas. I was like, I don't think I bought it yet. It's in my cart. Why is it on the door? And then there was a note inside that it was from this sweet friend. So thank you so much. That was just like, I was like so confused. And then I found the note and I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm so excited to read this. This is a novella collection that's actually going away here at the end of the year, because the authors are going to separate them and, you know, market them their own way. I didn't mean to hit the camera. So I'm excited. It's got a lot of connections to these authors' other series that I've read, so I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you again to my sweet friend. Okay, I haven't read this one yet, but that is The Colors of Rain by Abigail Haven. This is a contemporary Christian YA book that I've been told has a lot really good message to it, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's published by Glory Writers. I don't really know too much about it besides it's got a very strong pro-life message, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. I've heard a lot of good things about it. The cover is just so fun and cheery. I love it, and I'm definitely going to be getting to this one soon into the new year. Oh, I also did a puzzle. I finished that one puzzle I showed y'all yesterday when I got some work done. It took me barely over an hour. I was so disappointed. Like, it's 500 pieces, but it took me like an hour, almost hour and a half, and I was just so sad because I was expecting more of a challenge. But do you know what will be a challenge? The one that my parents got me. It's a Monet painting. I love Monet because this is what the world looks like on a sunny day without my glasses. So I love his stuff, and I'm just so excited about this, but it's 1,000 pieces. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I'm nervous, but I'm definitely, this is going to be like my reward, I think, for either completing my reading challenge or after I get done filming all of my wrap-ups of the year, because I've got multiple wrap-up things I have to film on the 1st and 2nd. Ask any booktuber and they will most likely agree that the end of the year is the busiest time of the year as a booktuber. So that might be my reward then. But isn't it gorgeous? I'm just so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. Back to the books though. So a clean, cozy fantasy book I recently read was Wormwood Abbey by Christina Bayer. I believe I talked about this in my last recent reads, and this was just a really fun and different book for me. I really liked it. It's about this main girl, Edith. Yes, Edith. I wanted to make sure I was getting her name right. Edith is a writer, kind of a secret writer. She has a very popular book series, and her family is called to go to her father, who is a reverend or a clergyman, to his family's home because they have now inherited it. And so she gets to meet her cousins for the first time. They're going to her family's house for the first time in her life, basically, because they have been estranged. Hang on. No barking. No barking. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. The cover is stunning. Oh, book 2 just got its cover announced. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And look how beautiful it is. It is so pretty. That one's releasing January 14th, and I'm definitely going to be checking that one out. But I'm excited to have that one. And then, let's see. Okay, I haven't read this one. This is another clean. I think it's, oh no, it is considered Christian fantasy. Okay, I thought it was just clean. It is Christian fantasy then. Called Ember in the Mist by Brindalyn Oh, I'm sorry. I don't wanna mess up someone's name. But I have heard really good things about this book. I have had it on my list, like my watch list on Amazon before it even came out, because I was like, this looks interesting. And here we are. I'm excited for this one. Let's see. The main girl's mother has disappeared, and she's feared losing anyone she loves ever since then. I don't know really anything else about this. What else can I say? I don't know. It's the first book in a series, though, so I'm hoping it doesn't end on the cliffhanger, but it probably will. But regardless, I'm excited for it. I might pick this one up tonight. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. A random book that I saw, and wow, this feels really lightweight. Wow, this is weird. And that is The Cost of the Crown by Joy Crane. It is book 1 in the Royals of Andalur. Andalur, maybe, is how you pronounce it. This cover is so pretty. I have seen really not anyone talk about it, so I'm really curious about it. It is I don't think it's considered, it's contemporary, but it's kind of like contemporary if there was this fictional royal family in this fake country kind of thing. And I really love the Asian inspired cover, and I'm very intrigued. That's all I really need to know is it's a royalty story. I believe it is Christian fiction because this is from White Crown, and I'm pretty sure they always publish things that have faith content in them. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. This feels so different from all the other books though. Like, it still has the banana peel cover with the, that banana peel cover. I hate that banana peel cover, but it's very lightweight. I don't know, it's different. And then also The Matchmaker's Lonely Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen. This is a clean Victorian romance that I recently read and enjoyed. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It's got a nice cover. This will go not on my rainbow bookshelves though. It's going to go in a different spot because it's clean fiction, not Christian fiction. But I enjoyed it. Overall, it was about a matchmaker, and I'm always good with that. Have I talked about this book in a recent reads video? I don't think I have. So it's coming up in my next one that will be coming probably about the time this video is out. I don't know which one I'll be posting first. Probably those will be posted first. So it will be in my more recent reads. But yeah, it was really cute. Has to do with a murder mystery and a potential suspect that happens to be interested in the main girl. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm going to read book 2 soon because book 3 releases in January, and I'm looking forward to that. And then 2 books I am very excited for would be The Lost Lieutenant, I am so tired, y'all, it's not funny, and The Gentleman Spy by Erica Vitch. This is book 1 and 2 in the Serendipity and Secrets trilogy, and I already own book 3. And I have had a time trying to find these 2 books. Just the series in general, I've had a hard time finding them. My library doesn't carry them. I've requested, and I don't know if I need to keep requesting or what, but they haven't gotten them. Well, they have them as physical books, but not ebooks, and I would prefer ebooks from the library. So I haven't really been able to find them used or anything, so that's why I added these to my list. But I was interested in them. Marcus is in this one. So Daisy's going crazy. I am so sorry, my dear friends. She's a dog. She doesn't listen. She's a beagle dog. She really doesn't listen then. But some of these characters, particularly Marcus, are mentioned. What was I saying? Hi, Daisy. I'm never going to film this video, I swear. So, Marcus in this one, and I believe The other ones are loosely mentioned in the Thorndike and Swan Regency Mystery Trilogy that I have been raving about for a while that just finished. Book 3 featured a lot of characters from this series, and I haven't read this series. And Marcus, which was book 2, The Gentleman's Spy, he is throughout the whole series. And I was just like, man, they seem like a really cool couple. Him and his wife, and then his mom is something else. So I really want to read it. I'm hoping I can read them definitely in the first half of the new year, because I'm always good with more Regency books in my life. But yeah, yay! There's my stack of goodies. I feel so spoiled. Ta-da! My stack. I feel incredibly spoiled. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my sweet friends and to my parents. I'm so excited. So excited. I think that's all I have to update for y'all now. I need to go get ready because we got to run some errands, and I was trying to squeeze this in, but I had to take this. I had to film this multiple times because of a certain beagle barking. So that's all for now. I will see y'all next time I see y'all. I'm not sure what I don't know if I'll read tonight, but if I do, I will hopefully let y'all know. And yes, okay, bye for now. Hi, my friends. Ignore my face. It is time for Goodreads to update what the color is. What is it? It's not here yet. Where is it? What in the world? Where is it? Okay, I don't know. Not sure. I'll update when I have my reaction, I guess. Okay, I have been told the color is now up. Let's find out. Okay, not there. Let me try again. Still not there. Aww. Hello, it is 12:26 Central Standard Time, and it is still not here. Am I going to be able to sleep without knowing? Probably, but it's going to bug me. It's going to bug me because they released 3 color options back in, I don't know, when was that, like September? No, October, something like that. And these are the color options. Magenta, love it, that's my preference. Daisy also stole my chair. Emerald, I'll take it because it's better than ginger. I don't want ginger. We just had orange. It totally messed up the vibe of all the colors throughout the years. I don't like ginger. No. So magenta is my hope. But I feel like it's probably going to be emerald. As long as it's not ginger, I really don't care. That's fine. So, still waiting. Let's refresh while I'm here. No. Okay. Well, we'll see. And we are back. 12:35. No. Well, that's just a bummer. It actually, though, is messed up because it says there's an hour left in the challenge, and that is not correct. It's been saying that for a while now. So I guess they're glitching. Bummer. It is 1:51. Why am I still awake? Because I need to know what the color is. What is the color? It's still not updated. Well, we'll find out tomorrow, my friends, because this is ridiculous. Some friends they saw it on an ad somewhere, and then others said it came up on their Goodreads. Why is it not coming up on mine? I'm such a nosy Nelly. I want to know. I hope it's the magenta. The emerald would be fine, though, too. Just not ginger. Please don't be ginger. Well, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I just spoiled myself. I refreshed the screen thinking, oh no, it's not going to be available. It's available. It's the magenta. Okay, I'm okay with that. I say I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. That's it's very jeweled tone, but it's finally loaded. Woohoo! It's 2:02 a.m. and I'm still awake, but it's loaded. And we're just gonna set my normal to 50 because I can change it anytime. Not that I do, but I could. I did like the emerald with the past color schemes. Like, it went really nice against that blue that we just had, the periwinkle kind of color, but that's okay. Mission accomplished now. Mission accomplished. I can go to bed now. This is nice. Good night, my friends. I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Hello, my friends. Happy New Year. It is January 1st, the start of the new year. I have done terrible the last few days updating y'all with things. Sorry about that. But I did finish my 170th book, and that was, what was the title of it? And that was The Highlander's Victory by Michaela Bush. This is book 3 in the Legends of Lunaria. Still not sure how to say that series. The first book was the Rapunzel retelling that I really enjoyed and talked about in my favorite books of 2023, which I'm fixing to film that video today once my hair dries. I just got out of the shower. So once it dries, I'm going to film that video, but it will already be posted by the time this video is up. And let's see, did any of those books, one of them made it into my honorable mentions. So that's exciting. That's exciting. And, oh, actually 2. Technically 3. 3 books made it into my honorable mentions for that video. So you'll have to check it out if you haven't already. But I read The Highlander's Victory, and it was really different than the rest of the books of the series. Daisy says hello. This is what she does. And I liked it, but not as much as the other books in the series. I ended up giving it a 3.5 stars. The main girl is that warrior-esque female lead, and like she was an actual warrior, so it was different to read about, but I never really felt connected to her because of that. And she had a lot of pride, and that caused a lot of character development, which was good. But I was glad that this book was only 130 so pages, because had it been any longer with her pride, I think I wouldn't have liked her at all. But it had a lot of good lessons. The faith content was really strong and really good. I really liked that aspect, so that's why it's at 3.5. What else can I say about it? Basically, this is starting off what's going to really happen in this series, in the sense of book 1 was like, you know, just the beginnings, like kind of the catalyst of what the war and changes that are happening in these countries, these neighboring countries. And then book 2, we're seeing a little bit more of like unsettlement happening and a war coming over from another country. And now book 2, we're a little more in the thick of it, but it really sounds like we're not fully there yet. So it's definitely building up. I think it would be a series maybe to read close together, because I really struggled with remembering who was what and what was who and all of those things and how everything was connected. I struggled with that quite a bit, but it was still good, and the author kind of gave a little, not necessarily recaps, but gave hints, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what happened in this book. Okay, yeah, I kind of remember. I'm remembering things as the more I read. Also, a thing to note about this book is there was no romance. There's a potential future romance for the main girl in this, way off in the future, but probably not going to be anytime soon, and that was different as well, so I liked elements of that. It was just a pleasant read, a good read to finish off the year. I will get a copy of it because I have the first 2 books in the series, and again, the faith content was really strong and really good. It really had the light overcoming the darkness theme of it, which I really enjoy seeing that. It's non-magical fantasy, and there's mentions of like dragons and things like that, but those are all like creatures that were already there kind of thing, like that God created kind of thing. It's not really, there is no necessarily magic, but there are evil forces trying to use what God created for evil intent. So I view that as non-magical fantasy because there is no magic or spells or anything like that. But overall, I liked it quite a bit. 3.5 stars. Looking forward to the rest of the series as they continually come out. I think the next book's coming out sometime here in 2024. I don't know when, but sometime, and when it does, I will check it out because I've been enjoying the series. I really like the author's writing style, and I really like how she's handling the faith content and how strong it is and just all of those different aspects. So yeah, that was a success. So elsewise, that is it for this reading vlog. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm sorry I kind of failed. I feel like I really failed with this reading vlog in the sense of filming it, but I did complete the challenge, so did I really fail? I don't know. I halfway failed, but that's okay. I read some good books in this, and some really good, and then some meh. But that is what happens with average reading, let alone when I film it. So anywho, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know if you had to push yourself to read anything in the last few days of the year to meet your Goodreads challenge or to make it an even number like I did, or did you just go along with the flow and now it's a new year? Let me know if you have any reading goals for 2024. I don't really have too many. I'm set my Goodreads challenge to 50 again because that's just a nice number that I like to hit every year, and I typically hit it quite well. So that's my only really goal, I guess you could say. I always like to work on my physical TBR, and it desperately needs to happen in 2024. So hopefully that will be a focus, but I don't really set big goals. Okay, but I'm gonna just keep rambling, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I made it entertaining in the editing process. I have a few ideas that maybe will be good and make it fun and entertaining, but I will see y'all in my next video, and I hope you have an absolutely lovely rest of your day, and the rest of your new year is off to a good start. My name is Lindsey. I run the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where there's a new review every Monday and Friday. I try to post a new video on this channel every Friday, if not every other Friday. I'm also on Instagram, Goodreads, TikTok, while my dog barks, as always, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!